The real Harry, exposed, pathetic to the point of being pitiful after being exploited by Meghan. Hello, and a very warm welcome back to our LVT News channel. When the cameras are not flashing in his face, this is Harry. There are no fake smiles, no fake engagement, just one miserable guy. And what is even sadder is that Harry has not found the right person or the people who can really help him and encourage him to turn his life around. I mean, he has got to do something to help himself. I remember when I would get upset about something, my grandma used to always tell me, when life gives you lemons, you learn how to make lemonade. I do hope that Harry can find some way to find peace within himself, figure out some way to fall in love with himself. Really, he knows that he has messed up and he simply doesn't know how to fix it. See, being proud and stubborn is not helping him in this scenario. This is not going to end well. I remember 5 years ago, I said, I think there are going to be some problems ahead for Harry. And it looks like that is coming true. See, making his way too evil and way too strong. Harry cannot handle her. And then also, Harry's got that crooked mother-in-law living with the two of them. What a nightmare. No wonder he is so unhappy. But at the end of the day, folks, you reap what you sow. Harry is his own worst enemy, but he believed the grass is always greener on the other side. I do think he is very confused these days. Allow me to clarify a little bit. Harry is the architect of his own misfortune, and he also has the ability to knock them down if. See, I guess the grass is greener on the other side when he's not being controlled by Meghan and her mother, Doria. He really needs to get away from those two. So I think he should enter a non-US facility where he can be deprogrammed from all the stuff that they have forced. And then after he is successfully unbrainwashed, maybe he can go live in Africa. He can meet another woman, a nice woman. He can fall in love. He can get married, he can settle down and have some real children. It is not too late for him. I think that's what most people want to happen. And at that point, he could somewhat redeem himself if he can do all of that. But is he going to be able to? Well, probably not. So I'm not going to hold my breath in this matter. Meghan has completely brainwashed him. And now he is an empty shell of who he once was. He just does whatever she tells him to, and she's going to keep on dominating him until she finds somebody else with more money. By that point is going to be very difficult to fix Harry's problems. Meghan is a malignant narcissist, and she might be a sociopath, too. I mean, those evil eyes of her, they turn totally black in a moment, and they put the fear of death in Harry when she doesn't get her way. I've seen in other people. It is some really scary. But at the same time, Harry only has himself to blame for this mess. He could have just listened to advice from his own family members, like his aunt, Princess Anne, or his uncle, Prince Edward. He could look to them to understand how he could have enjoyed his life. But no, Harry just has to wallow in self-pity. And he has to blame everybody else for his problems. He stepped into this pile of BS. And instead of washing his feet, he decided to just wallow in it and... I mean, maybe this is what Harry likes. Maybe he does deserve it after all the things that he has said and allowed Meghan to see about his family. I do hope that this is a thing that makes people see the two of them for what they really are. It must finally be occurring to him that he has alienated the only people who really loved and cared for him, and now he is stuck with evil, making Markle. And the truth is, Harry has had 25 years to deal with the passing of his mother. I understand from experience, depression is not an easy thing to get over, but Harry just wallows in it. He believes himself to be this big victim. And until George was born, he was so obsessed with being despair. He invoked his dead mother at every chance when something goes wrong in his life. And now, Meghan has managed to convince him that she is the same as Diana. Ooh, it's some really disturbing stuff. It looks like there is a bit of Oedipus complex going on. Harry needs to realize that Diana was no angel. And I'm a fan of her, But still, we've got to look at her realistically. And her death was because she entered a vehicle that was driven at a high speed by a man who was drunk. And she didn't wear a seat belt. Harry also needs to understand that he's not helping himself, his own behavior, the things that he says, the things that he does. These are the things that lead him into a road of pitfalls, suffering, anger and loneliness. He chases away people that tried to help him. He does have low self-esteem. He has a really low opinion of himself, and he has a complete lack of confidence. So he sticks with people who are similar to how he views himself. He thinks that they're his friends, but they're not. They are just people who share in his addiction to sex and booze and drugs and bad behavior. These so-called friends encourage him to misbehave, to share his opinions and attack anybody who stands in his way. Now, the court Harry is using as a way to bully people. He is causing so much chaos and the court's replacing his own parents. His interviews are just another form of bullying. He lies. He exploits other people for his own benefit through gaslighting. He likes to use that, too. And again, of course, Meghan Markle is behind a lot of this. He believed that he's helping other people. But no, he's only shining a light of darkness around himself. He scowls at the cameras, he smirks at his family members. He stares